Hey guys, Ramblin Bob here, another update with the E3600LFP. Okay, so after that real long series of videos that I did, that was the huge change of the system. What I tried to do is I tried to do three things at once. What I did is I took this battery, which was the battery in question, that it was always more than the rest of the batteries. I took it from this position and put it from here. And I also changed in the system the number of this battery from 3 to 2, and I also changed all of these wires. I swapped them around. Okay, basically I took off all the wires, mixed them up, and then just put them back on randomly, so that way you'd get a fair exchange of wires. And this is the result so far. Now, it's not perfect, but I tell you, it's a heck of a lot better than it has been for the last month. So the system charged up to about 90% today, so it didn't perfectly balance, of course, because you have to fill the system for the batteries to all balance each other. So what I did get at 90%, the system right now is at 74. I'm drawing heavier than normal because the last test I drew 100 to 300 watts for most of the night, just to see what would happen to this. Now I'm drawing a little bit heavier. So the numbers are 71, 72, 75, 79, and 73. Notice that the original 4, minus this fourth one here on the meter, that was the one in question. So all the rest are very, very close together within 71, 72, 75, and 73. That's very, very close, guys. And notice how it kind of goes like that, like on a slant, kind of what you'd expect. Oh, see, that one dropped down 1%. I'm drawing pretty heavy, guys. I'm drawing 1,700 watts out. So at least this is better. I don't know if this is the fix or not. I'm just making the video so I can learn from them myself and maybe help someone else out there if they have the same questions or issues or problems. If it is even an issue or problem, I don't know. I didn't design the machine. So all I know is I bought it, and I want to learn how to work it perfectly, so I have less mistakes and less things to worry about in life. So not to mention, this system is hooked to very, very important stuff like the security system and things like that of the building. So I want to make sure, and it's off grid, so there's no way to tamper with that. You know what I mean? And the security system's not a Wi-Fi system, so you'd have to actually break into the security system. That's why I wanted it that way. It's much more secure having a closed circuit system. Okay, so back to this now. Once I changed all that, notice that pattern. See, it's a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Let me go a little closer so you guys can see that close up. So notice that the pattern is kind of swooping, kind of like that. Almost like this, guys. See, on that angle. So that's what I would expect in batteries. Now, I'm not a professional, but that's what I would expect from the furthest away. As it gets dragged towards, it would, the first one would drop, and then it would kind of pull gradually energy from the other ones. Also, just a quick update, guys. There was a subscriber on the channel, or a viewer, and they had mentioned that they were told that they can put all 4 batteries on one port of the E3600LFP. Guys, I do not recommend that. I've talked to a lot of people. The problem with that is, imagine if you have 2 lines coming down like this, right? 2 big power lines, and they split the load of whatever you're drawing like this, to your main system, and all that power goes up through here into here. It cuts the energy. So if you're drawing, say, 3,600 watts, it would possibly pull 1,800 watts from this leg of the batteries and 1,800 from this. And if you were to have that all stacked up, like daisy chained together, like this, where all the batteries are all together, all that 3,600 watts of energy would have to go through every battery or every battery's, cable connection, which that would put a lot of resistance on the batteries, the terminals, and the cables itself. So I don't think, imagine lifting weights with one arm, right? And you have 2 arms. It's a lot easier to balance that load amongst two energy forces, right? That's what this is. It's 2 separate stacks of batteries hooked together through 2 ports of this system. So I don't recommend doing that, guys. Like I said, I'm not a professional. I'm not an expert on this stuff. And I don't think I ever will be. I'm just learning as I go and reporting what I find as a customer. Because like I said, I bought this system. It's, this is a $5,500 system, and we bought a system. We bought this. We bought the E1500LFP with our own money. We bought the E2000 with our own money, and we bought the E3600 with our own money. All 3 of the big systems that PECRON sells, we paid our own money to get those. We ordered those and paid for them. Lots of credit card payments. I'll leave it at that. But We bought them and we just want to make sure that we use them correctly because, like I said, you know, it's important to us, and I assume it's important to you. So what I'll do is I'll keep track of this one. Okay, I'll add more to this video, so there'll be a few updates to this video, and we can watch this kind of not in real time because the videos get very, very long. I'm trying to shorten them the best I can a little bit because I ramble so much, but I'd like to see those in real time, so I'll watch them and I'll report back here about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning before solar gets started, because it's been starting up a little earlier now. Obviously, we're getting away from the winter months and moving into the groundhog days, which is, I don't know if we're gonna have 6 more weeks of winter or not, so we have to wait. I think he saw a shadow though, the little turd. You can't get mad at him though. He's doing his job, right? If he sees a shadow, then it's 6 more weeks, if you believe in that. And if he doesn't see a shadow, then I guess it's summertime. We all go swimming. But I'll let you guys know. Notice how this kicked down. That's the we have the heaters going, and it's cycling at 60 degrees for the shop. So that'll, you know, kick back on. But I wanted to see what would happen if you introduced a lot of energy to it from time to time to see if that would have any effect on it too. But let me check the batteries real quick. None of them are charging, obviously, because we have no input going. Let me check the, well, here, I'll take you with me here. Let me check the battery lights. Okay, so those are counting down. That's what I'm used to seeing. The second battery is counting down. That's good. The third, hold on, I can't even get over there. Holy crap, it's tight in here, guys. It's tight. Let me see if I can get that. Okay, so that one, now that's the battery that was in question. Notice it's counting down, so it's doing what it's supposed to do. And then the last battery down there, notice it's counting down. So that, of what I noticed, is the normal operating procedure of those lights. They work way better. Like the E2000 LFP, I don't believe any of the lights anymore, ever. Not ever, unless I see a flashing red one. Then I know there's a problem. Other than that, I do not care what those lights say. Whether they're right or wrong, I don't care. I use the system. I drain all the energy on that bad boy right there, and it's been working ever since. Here, like, I don't even have it on. That's my backup. That's DC, and then here's AC. Notice it's at, oh, I gotta hold the button down. See? So there's your AC. It's at 55%, which means there's a little bit over 4 kilowatts of power in there, 4,000 watt hours. And what I do with this one is I use that as a backup to feed into this system if need be. So that's my newest test. As I said on this channel many times, this is my favorite system. It's also my most expensive system that we bought. We paid for it, like I said. And I want to have as much records of this, the way I use it and how it is working. And I'll also try to, guys, I'll try to test, if you remember that last video on the end of it, that voltage dropped. Remember, it dropped to like 99 volts at the end, right before the whole system shut down. I didn't like that at all. I didn't think that was very good for anything, because if you have very expensive stuff hooked to it, low voltage can hurt it. I don't know if you know that or not. Some people do and some people don't. But if you have very sensitive equipment or very expensive stuff and you undercut the voltage, what happens is the boards heat up inside and it creates a lot of heat in there and it could damage stuff. So just a heads up on that. You know, if your voltage, I might even do a new series on the channel, a series like it's a TV show, a new section on the channel where I would test every power station till its breaking point to watch to see what the voltage does. I don't think I've seen that online before. And you know, thumbs up if you think that's a good idea. I would like to, like, say I'll test like this one here, this little nursery. This is running the lights that I'm using up there, so I can film this here. And what I would do is, let's see, how do you put the screen on? Okay, there we go. So what I would do is run that all the way down to 0% with a voltmeter plugged in. Not a voltmeter, I'm sorry, hold on, let me show you real quick. It's a very important tool for me. With one of these guys, I've showed this a bajillion times on the channel. So this is a kilowatt meter, and what it does is it tracks the memory of it, except the voltage, guys. It doesn't save the voltage, so just a heads up. It shows you the voltage, but it doesn't save the levels, you know, like on a grid. So, but you can see it in real time. So if I were to plug this in, let me see. If I were to take this out. Okay, let me show you real quick, just real quick. I know I showed this a billion times, but this is a very important tool for me. Not being a Sparky or electrician, this is the only way that I can kind of educate myself. So if I turn this on and we go, see how it spiked up there? And if you go to voltage, notice that that voltage dropped down to 119.2. Now that's okay because that's called voltage sag. So, oh, I don't know if you can see that, guys. Hold on, let me see if I can. Can you see it now, guys? Hopefully you can. It's hard to video stuff, guys. Okay, let me see if I can get this. Hold on, let me move this out of the way. Can you see that, guys? Is that seeable? So, okay, there you go, 119.2. Now notice that really dropped down a little bit, but that's okay because you're still above like 116 and something like that. You know, you don't want to go too low because, like I said, it's bad for equipment. This is a heater, so it really doesn't matter. But now watch what happens when I turn it off. What happens to that voltage? You see that? See how it starts building again? 119.5, 119.4. All depends on what you're drawing, of course. But notice how as soon as I hit that power button, see that voltage? It drops pretty quick, don't it? So, okay, just a heads up, guys. I'll do some more testing with this thing. As I said, I really like the system. I don't want to return it. I like it. I'm going to keep it. I paid for it, and I just want to make sure that I'm using it correctly, and other people are learning how to use it correctly as well. So, teamwork, guys. Subscriber family. All right, I'll be back with more videos. Okay, guys, we got here a little bit late this morning, but we're going to check this in before I let it go too far. It's the solar's been on for probably about an hour and a half now, maybe a little bit longer. Notice that the batteries are the first one's always going to be higher because remember that's where the power comes in. I noticed. So that's if that goes up, it seems to balance later. So that seems to be normal for me. But notice that fourth battery on the meter is always higher than the other four. But this is much better than what it used to be. Remember, this was all the way up to like 30, sometimes even 40% higher in the meter than the rest of the batteries, even though the voltage was the same. So this is what we got here. Mrs. Ramblin Bob, can you come here for a second? Let's see here. I just came in from outside, so it's very hard to read these small little numbers here. It looks like, let me see here. It looks like 83, 69, 71, 72, and 64. She's going to verify the numbers. She can see a little bit better than I can this morning here.
Reading?
Yeah, just all the numbers here. It's small, isn't it?
Yeah, 83, 69, 71, 77, 68.
Okay, so those, what's the farthest number apart? Is it 68 and 77? Or like, what's the two farthest? Minus the first one.
Oh, minus the first one, gotcha.
Is it these two that are the furthest apart, 77 and 68?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be 9%, right? Is that 9%? Yeah. So that's 9%, which is in that 10% difference, right? Mm-hmm. So this seems to be, even though it's not perfect, this is much better than what it normally is, right?
Yeah.
Because this one is normally, remember, I switched it.
Yeah.
So this was always the one on the bottom. So no matter what the system does and how much power we pull or charge, this battery always seems to be, which is this one that I changed, guys, it always seems to be higher than the rest. However, this is much better than what we normally see,
normally
right?
That one's like,
yeah, and that one used to be on the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
So, yeah, no matter what part of the chain or the link that we put it, whether it's battery 1, 2, 3, or 4, we can always tell which battery was always higher than the rest. It always is the same battery, no matter what position so far. We tried number 2 and we tried number 3, and then maybe I'll try number 1 and number 0 on the next cycle. Maybe if that stays higher up here, then we know that it's a battery thing, and not the system thing.
Yeah.
Down here, it seemed like a system thing because it was always the last one. But this is more promising, guys. I don't know if it's perfect. Like I said, I don't know how the machine is supposed to do it. I'm not an engineer. We're a couple that bought technology, so we're trying to understand. And of course, the instructions are never clear when you buy stuff from companies like that, right? It doesn't really explain, hey, the batteries will be off, they'll be the same. It doesn't really explain, so we're kind of learning as a community, by ourselves here. Some of the bigger channels were saying that, some of them, they're all the same, and some they're a little different, and, which one is which, you know what I mean? Like, what system is what? So I think this is the only channel that really goes in depth like that that questions stuff like this. But okay, so we're gonna let it charge. Hopefully, for this amount of power coming in, it should fully charge today. We're at a total of 74% on the whole system as a whole, according to the meter, And remember, the lowest is 68, and the highest is 77. So that's kind of right in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 6% higher than the lowest, and then 3% lower than the highest. If you don't count the first one, of course, because remember that's where the batteries, the energy is coming in, through the port. So, all right, we're gonna let it go today, and we're gonna put her new gaming chair together. Yay! And then she's happy for that. And then I'll do one more discharge on this video. This will be the part 4 of this whole thing. I'm gonna squish them all together, and then we're gonna see how it reacts. But so far it's better, right?
Yeah.
So far it's better. All right, guys, we'll be back. Okay, guys, one more update. The solar is done charging for the day. It is let's see, 1741, so that's 541. And if you look here, I got 66, 74, 79, 78, and 79. That is very close because remember it was charging upwards. We didn't get a full charge off solar. Oh no, wait, yeah, we did. About 3 hours ago it was full, and then I pulled out a lot of power. So, but look at that, guys. It's actually staying with the bottom 3 batteries now. So maybe this is the fix. Maybe. So remember, I changed this battery from this one to this one. I also changed the number of this one from 3 to 2, and I also changed all the wires around, just swapped them randomly so it would have a fair chance to see if it was a cable or the main. But so far, guys, look at this. And that one is actually staying. That one's actually 78, and the other ones are 79, 79. I've never had that battery stay with these things yet, other than the charging cycle going up. So, guys, maybe it's possible that this might be the fix. If this helps out a lot of people, awesome. I'm going to try. I got about 51 hours of power left at this amount. I'm going to do some video gaming tonight and burn out some power. And hopefully, let's hope that this is actually staying okay. And like I said, with that, the top one, I don't mind that one because that's the main. That's where the power comes from. So if that one's off, not a problem. I want the balance of the rest of them. And notice it's 74, 79, 78, 79. I think that is the best balance that battery has had so far. If you look real close, guys, I mean, look at that, guys. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So maybe it's possible that maybe like these old, the original 2 batteries. Let me move this here, guys. These 2 batteries were the original ones that I had. Maybe those don't communicate as well. I don't know. It's just a theory with the newer ones, or maybe that's an older one. And you know what I mean? Like you lose track of which is which. I'd have to look at the serial numbers again to figure out what the old ones are. But when I moved this, it seemed to be doing better only when I did the 3 things. I moved it to a new position. I also set this one to another number, and I swapped the cable. So who knows what part of that configuration, or did it take all 3 of that at the same time, just to kind of, like I had to play Legos with the machine, basically. But that is not bad at all. I'll take that every day for that amount of balance. I think that's wonderful. So maybe I found the fix, guys. Maybe. Fingers are crossed. I'm going to do another update in the morning, and then I'm going to let you know what this power is in the morning, and then let's hopefully this is the last update for this update 24, because I've been testing for 2 weeks and I don't get paid for this, so I really care. Otherwise I wouldn't do it. I want other people to make sure that their system runs good too. And if there's any glitches, if we can find them and fix them, because at the end of the day, guys, it doesn't come down to money. It comes down to free energy from solar. That's the power for all of us as a Scriber family. If we can get more free energy from the solar gods up there, I think we all win. We all win. All right, guys, ramble on. Be safe. And I don't know if there'll be there'll be one more update to this video, which will be 5, 6, or 7, hopefully in the morning if we don't get here too late. Okay, guys, thanks. Okay, guys, one more update. As you see, the batteries are doing very well. I'm very surprised. Look at that. So I think, at least for me, I think this has very, very much helped the system. We have 64, 62, 65, 66, and 62. Oh, I'm sorry, 67. So that last one now is 1% higher than this one. And that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see them all equal, but I don't think I'm going to get that. But guys, that's pretty darn close, hey? So yeah, I'm going to do one more update. It's now almost 9 o'clock at night. I'm going to do one more, maybe 1 or 2 more updates. Definitely one in the morning to see. I'm pulling out anywhere between 100 and 600. and just to kind of see how they'll balance. But that seemed to do it, guys. It seemed to do it to where I swapped that battery and that battery. I swapped the numbers of that battery and that battery, and I swapped all the cables. And of course, when the system completely died and had to reset, I reset the system. So that's the 4 things that I did that I think fixed the system. But I'll tell you what, though, I'll take those numbers over what I had in many videos in the past. 100% twice on Sunday. All right, guys, I'll let you know as this discharges, but it looks dang good to me. Holy crapzilla. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys, this will be the last update for this video and this this series, if you want to call it that. I just got here. It's about 8:51 in the morning, and to my surprise, look at the batteries, guys. That's pretty darn good, man. I'm going to say that's pretty damn good. Holy crapzilla. Okay, so we have 36, 39, 44, 43, and 43. That grouping is the closest that we have ever had for our system in at least a month or two, at least. I don't remember how long I've had this. It could be almost 2 or 3 months already now. I want to go over all the steps of what I did to get my system, or our system, to do this. Okay, so maybe it'll help some of the subscribers out there that have the same system. I'm trying to remember all the steps. Okay, I remember all the steps. What you want to do is, the easiest way to explain. Okay, so step 1 is, this was the battery in question. So I took this from the bottom of this leg. Hold on, let me turn on the light here so I can see first of all. Sorry about this, guys. It's early. Okay, so this was the battery in question. This was set to number 5 in the series. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, obviously, on the screen. I took that battery and I moved it to this position. Now, PECRON, I had mentioned this a while ago, but I did much more than just move it, because I moved it before and it didn't make any effect. Everything was still the same, and the one battery was really high up on the well, you saw it on the numbers. It was all crazy. Thinking that there was more power than what there really was in there. So what I did is I took that battery and I moved it up here. Then what I did is step 2 is I set the number from 3 to 2. So that's 2 changes already. Write this down, okay? And then the third one that I did is I took all of these cables off. I randomly mixed them up and put them back on, so that would have a fair chance of each battery getting a different cable. So I swapped all the cables. That's the 3 things that I did that were different. Now the 4th thing that I did that was completely different was I took every bit of energy out of the entire system. I drained it all the way down. All 5 batteries, you saw it on that video, it drained to 0 and it shut off the entire system. So I swapped the batteries, I swapped the number, I swapped the cables, and I burned out all the energy. I wanted to absolutely, if you want to call it, factory full reset of everything. The only thing I didn't do was that soft reset where you hold down that power button for 50 seconds and reset the battery. So that'll be my next step if this changes. But that combination of numbers I will take 100%. As you guys can see, that's better than every video that I've ever put out with that. And notice that those last 3, see those last 3? They're almost perfectly even. So obviously in a perfect world, I want them all the same number. I don't think it's going to happen, but that's definitely better than anything I've ever had in the past. So that's the answer to this line of videos here, this series, if you will. That's what I did to get my system, our system, to have more of a kind of a reset kind of thing. So far, it's working fantastic compared to before. So I'll keep you guys up to date, but I just wanted to make a video like this to help other folks out, and that way if they're having the same questions or possibly problems or issues that we were having, I wanted to see if I can help them with anything that we could do. So I'm going to leave this battery in question here set to number. I'm going to leave that on there for a little while just so I 100% remember which battery I thought was acting weird. If it stays like this for the next couple days, I think I fixed it. But that was a lot of steps, guys. 4 steps. Swap the battery, swap the number, swap the cables, drain the entire system. 4 steps. The 5th step would be to hold down that button, but I don't think we need to do it. And that would be hold down the button on all 4 batteries to get them to 100% reset So that would be the last step. So guys, I can't say it enough. Write it down. Swap the batteries locations, swap the number, swap the cables, drain the system. That's what I did. All right, guys. Well, ramble on. Be safe. Oh, you know what? One quick thing. I would like, PECRON, I know you're watching these videos. I would like to see some updates for the app, and I would like to see some updates for the firmware for these systems. I haven't seen, ever since we bought this one, and ever since we bought the E1500LFP, which is in the other room, like this one I know had updates, the E2000. The E500 I don't see have any updates. The E300 over there I didn't see. And the E600 up there, I haven't seen any firmware updates on any machine, and I'm always questioning whether or not they kind of, are putting out the equipment and then kind of forgetting about it, or, kind of like the app. The app has been very stagnant for a while. We helped beta test 1.04, 1.05, 1.06, and 1.07. They said they're going to release a new one, so I'll be very happy to see that, just so we could start using the app again. For some reason, it just doesn't want to load on our phone anymore. I would also like to see, PECRON, if you're paying attention, okay, I'm going to scold you now. I would like to see, just like Bluetti, I would like to see a Bluetooth only. A lot of people have been calling for a Bluetooth only mode, which is a 100% offline Bluetooth only mode for your app. I would like to see that. And I think that we spend enough money to have a little influence, hopefully, and we have enough subscribers here to make a little bit of a demand for an app with Bluetooth only, because I don't like the Wi-Fi, and a lot of people don't. All right, guys, ramble on. Be safe. I'll see you here next time on Ramblin Bob Reviews. Hopefully this video has helped a lot of people. Bye, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, bye.